I guess a lot of people expect us to be even better now with the addition of me instead of perkz, which I think is debatable. Perkz was a great player in his own regard, and I guess I am a great player in my own regard, but I don't think it's like a bad player to a good player. I think it's more a good player to another good player. So I'm not really sure if we're gonna be able to have like an 18-0 split or something like that, which I can imagine people expect of us, but I think the lineup I'm currently playing with is probably the best lineup Europe has ever seen. I think that can be not so debatable after 2019 and 2020 seasons. So hopefully with them around me, I can finally reach a world championship title. So G2 has a very goofy team atmosphere in comparison to what I'm used to in Fnatic. I think we have been much more just work buddies rather than buddies in general, and I think that's where G2 is very different to how it was before, where they honestly they hang 24/7, and it was kind of a shock for me to go from like playing scrims for 5-6 hours a day to hanging 24 hours a day. So still trying to get used to it, but I think it's honestly something that's probably going to help us in the end, because if we're like having each other's backs outside of the game, I think that will also be in the game eventually. I have the privilege of playing with another great support here in Europe. I feel like it was already a privilege to get to play with Hylissang, and now I get to play with Mickey as well. I don't think it's actually been any other player than me that has been in this situation, so I feel very privileged. But I would say the difference between Mickey and Hilly for me so far has been that Hilly is a bit more loose and goes for more solo plays, and then Mickey is more reserved and looks for the team plays more. And I don't think it's like necessarily like a night or day situation where I'm a completely different player now thanks to changing my partner in the bot lane. I think it's more, we give a different vibe, I would say, as a bot lane, and I don't think it's like better or worse. I just think it's different. And I would say probably the same is gonna be with now Fnatic having Absent instead of me. I don't think it's gonna be better or worse now that they are maybe a bit more wild in the bot lane. I think it's just gonna be different, and their own team has to get used to it, and the teams that they're playing against have to get used to it as well.
Well, wonderful to hear from the man himself. I'm sure there'll be plenty of interviews with him in the G2 jersey.